Hi everybody, how you doing? Jenks here. It's been a while, so I thought I'd press record and get the ball rolling again. So thanks for joining me. As you might have noticed in the title and description of this video, the subject matter for this next series of videos is going to be bikes. And by bikes I mean bicycles and not motorized bikes. As you know, bicycles have been a big part of my life. That's the way I've chosen to furnish my room here. So I thought I would do a little bit more of a detailed view into what's happening in my life. So this episode is really the story of three bikes. So here it goes. I don't want to start the story off in my childhood. I was a little BMXer there, and and I was riding skateboards and had the various bikes and that type of thing. But rather, I'd like to start in my adulthood. In the early 2000s, after I had started my current day job, and I bought this commuter bike. It's kind of a hybrid bike. It's the 2005 Trek 7000 FX, and it has the flat handlebars. It has kind of like the wider bottom bracket shell, and let's say it accommodates a wider wheel set. So they're 35 millimeter wheels. In any case, I was using this to commute to and back, to work and back. It was about 22 kilometers to work and same back. So it was a good ride each day, and I was really enjoying it. Learned a lot about bikes at the time. I was riding with my brother, and I was learning a lot about repairing bikes and just like really getting into the mode. A few years later, a few moves later, I'd kind of put the bike into storage, was not extremely active, wasn't riding anymore. Let's say that the transit to and back from work was a little bit more complicated in my next, the place where I was living. So I stopped biking. And so the story kind of continues in the current pandemic kind of situation in late 2020. And that's when a buddy of mine was getting me really excited about mountain biking. And I had always been meaning to revisit biking over the years, but I was really getting excited about. I'd never owned a mountain bike. Let's say a proper mountain bike, especially not the modern style with the full suspension, kind of front and rear shocks with the large knobby tires. That is so totally new to me, and so. So basically last winter I was playing a lot of mountain bike video games because I had to really wait the winter before I could do any of that type of thing. And so in February I ended up buying a proper mountain bike. And why do you buy a mountain bike in February? Well, because the supply chain was impacted by the pandemic. Biking was actually very, very popular. A lot of people, because they couldn't go into kind of tightly, public spaces, biking was a natural activity that they could do outside. You could do it yourself. You could do it on the road, in the parks, and that type of thing, and it just fit the lifestyle. So the supply was low in the stores. The bike I bought, it's a Marin Rift Zone 2. I'll probably show a picture. It was sold out in the store that I was looking at, and the unit that I got, let's say, sold out except for this one, and it hadn't been sold because it had a problem with its front shock and had an upgrade, and it was a little pricier than the other ones. But for me, that was kind of one of the changes I would do on this bike anyway, to do an upgrade. So I was happy to spend a little bit more, and I was very lucky for that reason that the bike was available. And so then in the spring I could, have a bike that I liked, that fit me, and blah, blah, blah. So over 2021, I was riding, doing the mountain bike thing off-road with my buddy every week or two. And but that wasn't really enough riding for me. I wanted to get into riding in a bigger way, to get my legs back and drop a bit of weight, that type of thing. So then I revisited this bike. It was sitting on my balcony, and by that point it had been rusted out. I didn't really I covered it to a certain degree, but then some years I didn't, and so I had to change a few components on it to get it roadworthy again. Naturally, the chain was just a big hunk of rust, and a couple of other adjustments in order to get it back on the road, and especially the brake and shifting cables. Those are rusty as well. So I did that and started riding regularly, daily, actually, since like around April last year, and mainly started doing lunch hour rides. And I really want to emphasize how important the lunch hour routine was for me. I have a day job, and during the pandemic, I've been working from home, and the lunch hour between 12 and 1 is pretty sacred at the workplace. No one really plans meetings, and because my day is full of meetings, between 12 and 1, no one's really planning meetings. So, and I had started to get into the intermittent fasting routine. So for me, it was perfect. I would eat a late breakfast that would generally be fuel for my ride. So maybe after 10 I would eat, and then I would ride after noon, and then be back showered and ready for a meeting at 1 o'clock. So I planned a 50-minute loop around my neighborhood, and that was something that was repeatable every day of the week. Big transition point for me. So and I had started getting my legs back, and as well as doing the mountain bike thing during various days throughout the month. So that I did lose quite a bit of weight from April, about 25 pounds. So I think I have a little bit more to lose, but I'd like to start doing some complementary exercises and get my arms and shoulders back a bit. I don't want to just lose weight. I want to put on tone my muscles a little bit and get my strength back. So that's all great, and I was actually getting in touch with a riding group from my work. A bunch of folks that I've known, some of which I've known for quite a long time, since the beginning of my work, and we're riders for quite a while. And so I had a couple of outdoor riding experiences on a borrowed road bike, one of the modern road bikes, and I loved it. So it was a great transition from the kind of park trail riding I was doing on the hybrid here. But the problem was, I had done a couple of rides, and that was towards the kind of September, October time frame. And then winter was coming. So what happens during winter? No riding, no outdoor riding for sure. Not for this guy. Some people want to do that, but you have to really prepare for that type of thing. I was not prepared for that transition. But a number of my riding group were doing this thing called Zwift. So Zwift is this online virtual reality kind of video game world where a lot of people are riding with one another from basically from all over the world. You see flags of the various people that are riding around you, and truly from every part of the planet, as well as with your friends. If you wanted to plan a ride with your buddies, then you have a few options. First of all, you have the option to stay together, and so that means that anyone can pedal as hard as they want, and still remain in the same group. So it affects your speed a bit, though all of your stats remain the same. So they remain unaffected, but you get that kind of social aspect of the ride. I was very interested in that, and in October, November, I purchased another bike. So this one is the Giant TCR Advanced 1, and it's kind of a more modern road bike carbon fiber frame and very light bike. And why does a person buy a bike in November? Well, the same reason why I bought the mountain bike in February. The supply chain was making it very hard to find a decent bike within your vicinity for the price that you want. So I ordered this one from Calgary. It's a very large kind of biking community out there, and great stores. And one, so I had this bike shipped in, and got a trainer, which is this mechanical device that you pull your back wheel off and you mount onto this trainer. It has the kind of the cassette in the back that you mount the bike onto, and it provides a bit. If you can imagine some of the Peloton and regular kind of exercise bike thing, there's resistance that it provides. So as well as the trainer will record a lot of the metrics and put it online, and or let's say control your environment such that when you're going up and down hills, it will give a little bit more resistance or take it away depending on the grade of the environment that you're on at that moment, and makes for a good outdoorish experience while riding indoors. Of course, it's not exact, and there are a lot of differences. One thing is, first of all, you sweat a lot indoors. You don't get the wind. You're not actually going up and down, so there is that whole gravitational kind of difference in the experience. And because you sweat a lot, you have to have a fan. With the whole difference in up down. I mean, there are other mechanisms or devices that you could buy. You could remove the front wheel and put it on this device that raises and lowers the front fork to make it feel like you're going up and down. I didn't buy that. I'm just this bike is basically sitting on its front wheel, but it has the trainer on the back. So I've been doing the Zwift thing for the past few months, let's say, and really, really enjoying it. And the important thing is that I'm ready for the warm season when we eventually go outside. I feel like my legs are there, and I'm ready to do some of the longer rides that I was only really dreaming of doing last year. So I would say that the past 12 months have been a very big transitional kind of period for me. It got me more active, got me right into the biking world. So I'd say for the next episodes, I would probably do a little bit of hands-on type of thing, maybe show you what the Zwift experience is like, and delve into some of those topics. I might plop an action camera on my forehead for the hands-on things. We'll see what I do. I plan to do some improvements each episode just to see, if I could get it to a better quality. I'm still doing the single take style of vlog videos here, so I think in the future I'm going to be doing a little bit more planned and edited videos. I just have to get into that whole flow. But in any case, I'll leave it at that. I'll probably stick a couple of links up there. If you can just drop me a like or a dislike if you didn't like it, but like it, write something just to let me know that you're here. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.